Good morning, everybody, and a happy Friday morning to you. I have to be honest, there is hardly any royal family news in here. I have one little story, and everything else is Harry, Meghan Markle stuff. So if you're looking for royal family stuff today, you're just not going to find it. But there's a lot to cover in here, so let's jump in, shall we? Let's go. I also want to make a statement about these sugars, the online bullying squad of Harry and Meghan. While they're supposedly trying to wipe out online bullying, but they refuse to check their own fan base. They actually called the police on Avid Gardner, claiming that Graham was doing something. The police showed up. She had to tell the police that Graham had died over a month ago. Could you imagine? Scum of the earth. That's all I can say. All right, let's move on now. Really quickly, I want to touch on this also. Remember this guy, Mr. Rayner, who spoke up on behalf of Harry, which is now turning into a PR disaster because some of the stuff he said? Yeah, no wonder Harry hasn't really spoken about him lately. These two have a bond unlike any other. You get what I'm saying? Something's definitely wrong, but Mr. Rayner should have known that these kinds of pictures were going to come back to bite him in the you-know-what. Let's move on. Here is the one bit of royal news I have for you. King Charles, who is patron of the Royal Society, gave a royal medal to Sir Verdi and Sir Stratton at Buckingham Palace. These medals are awarded annually by the king. There are 2 medals awarded for the most important contributions to the advancement of natural knowledge. You have one in the physical and one in biological sciences. Very interesting. And the other one is for distinguished contributions in the applied sciences. It's also known as the King's Medal. Love it. All right, let's move on now. Let's move on to this now. We knew that Netflix was helping with the As Ever launch. Well, let me tell you, the staff that have been helping have already come out and said they are, quote, already over it. They claim, the staff said, that working on the show with her, that there was so much drama surrounding them that internally the team were over it before it was even launched. They said it was a logistical nightmare and the buying team are having an issue as they can't work out what the demand will be, if any. Now, a lot of questions have been coming out about who actually bought the stock, and they're saying that those questions are being raised because Meghan wants to utilize, again, her Hollywood friends to boost the sales. It's a similar approach to what she did last year when she had all her friends take pictures and put it up on social media, posting pictures of their jam. And she apparently is seeding this to a lot of the influencers to get it out there and to plaster social media with quote unquote good vibes. But that's just not happening with most people. Well, of course, supposedly, Meghan's friends snapped up her stock very quickly, bragging, oh, look, so here's who bought stuff. Are you ready? Same old people, Jennifer Wash, Jamie Kerm-Lena, who I believe will be on her podcast. Same old Tracy Robinson. You have Daniel Martin. You have Heather Dorak, Abigail Spencer, Ben's Curry. It's the same people over and over and over again that now are flooding Instagram with, look, it's so fabulous, it's sold out, it's so wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to talk about that again in just a second. You know who didn't have to buy products? Kris Jenner. I wonder how her friends feel about that, because apparently that stuff was sent as a freebie, as a gift, because she really wants in with the Jenner clan. So, as I was just saying a minute ago about Netflix and people are over it, now they're saying that the Netflix bosses are really angry because of Harry being entangled in the charity and bullying claim. They're talking about renewing their contract. They will not be renewing their contract. That's absolutely not true. What there was some discussion about was Harry doing a docuseries on Diana, but they're saying a new deal like that could just be dead in the water because of Harry and this whole charity row that's going on. So, yeah, could be. Now, also, you guys remember when The Cut turned on Meghan and, said her stuff was flopping? Well, there's a sister publication, and now they're taking a swipe at Meghan as well. It's called The Intelligencer. I can't pronounce it. Intelligence, and then Sir, C-E-R on the end. It's another offshoot of the New York Magazine, and it's talking about, with Love Meghan and her lifestyle brand. And they're making fun of a lot of her ideas. Like one of them was the rinsing and reusing of jam jars and selling factory-made food to plebs. Now, the senior editor, Margaret Hartman, also talked about how Meghan poured one thing from one container into a prettier container. And, we know what happened on the show. We know how bad this show was. The reviews were scathing. The Telegraph and The Independent said the series was exhausting. She only got 1 star. They said it was like a millennial blog come to life. The Guardian awarded the series just 1 star and said it was a tone-deaf lifestyle show. Remember, this magazine is an offshoot from The Cut. It's a sister magazine. And do you guys remember that after the Cut article, Meghan said she was too trusting and too open in her interview? It was only meant to focus on her podcast archetypes and her and Harry's other projects. But it was later on, remember, when she did the I'm Just Wild About Harry interview, that the exact same thing happened. She said it was supposed to be looking at my philanthropical work, and instead the entire interview was about her relationship with Harry. She keeps blaming basically all this stuff on the reporters instead of on the fact that she keeps running her mouth. And here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It has now come out that Meghan Markle says she gives her children frozen chicken nuggets for dinner weeks after she went on the show with Mindy Kaling and bragged about how she's a present parent and she makes these fruit platters. Remember, she told Mindy Kaling she was a latchkey kid, which we found out later on was a lie. Thomas Markle would personally pick her up every day from school or send a limo to fetch her if he couldn't. And remember, she said that she used to sit and eat TV dinners. And so now she makes a point of saying how she cooks with her children because she wants them to have these memories while they're in this specific age. And then she turns around and says, I give them frozen chicken nuggets. You get what I'm saying? Now, in a bid to help try to calm things down, is the best I can say it, Meghan Markle sent something out to her subscribers all about some of the products that she's selling. And one of the things she said was, crunchy and delicious shortbread cookies remind me of my time in England with tiny flour sprinkles to add extra beauty and charm. Really? So suddenly she's okay with England. Now, right before everything launched, Meghan decided to upload another video, and she used her daughter again. She was seen making a new dessert with Doria. Of course, she wheeled Doria out, and with all of this going on with Harry, and Harry being accused of racism and misogyny, they want to remind everybody that his mother-in-law is a black woman, so that can't be true. Get it? The dessert is called the Chantilly Lily. I mean, come on, guys. So Meghan's got that weird music playing in the background like she always does, and it shows her putting together the parfaits. And then Doria takes a bite, and Meghan says to her, passion fruit comes up, and somebody in the background says, well, it's really good without. Because once you get to the bottom, you taste all the banana. And so Doria doesn't say anything to her. She's just eating. Meghan leans over and says, is that your look of joy? And she starts laughing. And Doria looks up and goes, music. And then Meghan starts laughing and she looks at Meghan and says, I'll tell you when I'm done. Now look at Meghan's mouth when she goes to eat this treat. Look at her tongue. What the hell is that? I have to tell you, I firmly believe that these videos are coming out fast and thick for the simple fact that Meghan Markle is trying to divert everybody's attention from what's going on with Harry. She even did this video where she's dancing in front of the stove. She's got the 2 pots on the back burner that she can't reach. I mean, who cooks like that? It's just weird. So yes, she is merching the children. She's doing the pictures on Instagram and she's using their names. Basically, it's banana pudding with some fruit on it. Big whoop. Finally, the products went live. A grand total of 9 of them. They're saying that it's their first seasonal drop, and we saw the 9 things. It was tea, ginger tea, peppermint tea, hibiscus tea, flower sprinkles, crepe mix, shortbread cookie mix with flower sprinkles included, and a limited edition wildflower honey with honeycomb. And within 30 minutes, she was putting out the notification that she was sold out, that everything was purchased. So that made people stop and go, wait a minute, something ain't right here. So here's the notice that she put out. Notice she's wearing the same white outfit that she was wearing in the kitchen when she was making the desserts the night before. So people aren't surprised, but the question is, how much stock did she actually have? What's coming out is that Meghan used a very usual marketing ploy that a lot of people do to help the items sell quickly. A well-placed source said that the items had been made available in very small quantities and very quickly marked as sold out to generate interest. If you only had 50 jars of honey, 50 jars of jam, 50 jars, and you put that on, yes, within 30 minutes, you're going to be out of product. That's typical. So yes, do I think that she did this as a marketing ploy? Oh, absolutely. I think she did. Now with this, I wanted to take a really closer look at the products because let's face it, she's claiming hers is just the best. Let's look at a few things, okay? First of all, Highgrove. Everything you buy from Highgrove, 100% of proceeds go to charity. Not so with Meghan Markle. Also, Highgrove, everything is organic, and look at the size of the jars. So for Highgrove, you get a 12-ounce jar. Meghan's is a 7.6-ounce jar. Here you can see the list of ingredients as well. Also keep in mind that Highgrove is preserves and marmalades. Meghan's is spread. So when I was at Costco the other day, here's a jar of organic strawberry spread. 42 ounces for not even $9. And again, the list of ingredients on the back. So can somebody please explain to me why I would buy this? This is what's on Meghan Markle's website. Let me say there's been a lot of accusations against Meghan Markle that her bottles are not properly labeled. You don't know what's in it. There's legal requirements because people are only looking at the very front of the jar. I think that's the issue. If you go back and look at the video that Meghan Markle had up on Instagram of her stuff being mass produced, you can clearly see as the jar is spinning that on one side there's some stuff listed that's probably the ingredient list, and look in the back there at the other one, there's stuff on the other side. So I don't think she's shipping out stuff without it being labeled. If you're looking to order online, I found this on X. I thought this was interesting. It's called Cousin Teas, and they sell all kinds of products as well. You can go on there on X and then click the button to go to their website. They have all the same stuff. They even have cookbooks and all kinds of other stuff that you can purchase. Now, there is another little snafu that was brought up on X. As you can see, this person asked, has this been approved for registration and trademark yet? Can you ship stuff if it's not trademarked yet? Apparently, yes, you can. The big problem is going to be if she doesn't get the trademark. Moving on, for those of you who don't know, on April 8th, Harry is going to be going back to the UK because he's got his appeal against the High Court ruling over his security arrangements. Remember, he took legal action against the Home Office because Ravik decided in February of 2020 that he wasn't going to get the taxpayer-funded security when he was in the country. The High Court was told the decision was made as the result of his change in his status, as he is no longer a working full-time member of the royal family. Forget that Harry appealed, and part of this appeal is going to be heard next Tuesday and Wednesday. But now the Court of Appeal has ordered that parts of the appeal have to be kept in private. They're saying that most of the case will be conducted in public, but there will be short periods in private to deal with confidential evidence. Of course, Harry's attorneys are saying that he's been singled out and treated less favorably. The truth of the matter is Harry doesn't want to pay for his own security. He wants his full IPP status back so that the United States of America, our tax dollars, will have to pay for his security. I have no interest in paying for Harry's security. He's earned supposedly $60 million from Netflix. Let him pay for his own. I'll keep an eye on it. And finally, this has come up again. What happened at Prince Philip's funeral? I think it's horrible. Harry and Meghan liaisoned with a florist that they had worked with before. So, of course, they're the only people. There were like 9 wreaths there. Nobody knew which wreath belonged to who. And just before the end of the funeral service, Omid Scobie, their mouthpiece, was passing on a report from Harper's Bazaar on the sentimental tribute from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They can confirm that Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan contributed a custom wreath laid in honor of the Duke of Edinburgh at his funeral service at Windsor Castle. A card handwritten by Meghan herself also accompanied the wreath, and their wreath could be seen leaning against the other 8 simple white and green family tributes in St. George's Chapel. So it had already gotten some attention on account that it was conventional, and people said it was really disgusting that this was a way for Harry and Meghan to make themselves the center of attention, and because he felt that he was being dissed by his family. In the meantime, if you can imagine this, when the Queen found out that Meghan wasn't coming to the funeral, she basically said, thank God she's not coming, essentially. Now, this is the same woman that said in her chicken coop that she just picked up the phone and called the Queen to check in when they heard that Philip was sick. I think we all know that was also a lie. Only Meghan could take somebody else's funeral and make it all about herself. It was a disgusting display. People were all upset, and the poor Queen. Please remember when this was going on, Meghan's camp kept releasing information to pull the attention back on her. First it was, I can't fly because I'm pregnant. Then I don't want to go because I don't want to be the center of attention. Then I'm going to do something privately to honor him. And on and on and on. And then, of course, the wreath debacle happened. Meghan could not stop trying to grab headlines during the funeral, and that created a problem because it made it look, and it was what it was, Meghan was trying to drum up good PR for herself. She didn't get it. She didn't need to understand that she needed to be quiet at certain times, and I felt like what she did then hurt her. She doesn't get it. All right, you guys, just a reminder that on my other channel, I'm releasing a lot of recipes. You don't want to miss them. So after you've hit the like and the subscribe button, go down into the description box where you'll find the link to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, a link to my second YouTube channel, a link to my Amazon wish list, and a link to my father's book, which is still up for sale, as well as a physical address. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.